bitches that don't have nothing, they have to tolerate everything. Like these bitches, like if a nigga do some fuck shit, and the next day the bitch is gonna answer the phone. You do some fuck shit to me, I'm putting you on fucking yellow, nigga. You on this. This is where you at. This where you at if you fuck up on ice, nigga. And I feel like niggas don't take that. Like I said, I know a boy, I know a guy that he literally rich motherfucker, and he literally told me to my face, I'd rather deal with 7 and 8 than a 10. They literally told me that shit in my face because they just like one little thing and they're off. Like one little thing is like they just don't feel like they gotta compete. They gotta feel like they're already picking. And it's crazy that this how men are feeling. It's crazy how that's how men are thinking nowadays. Like it's like nah, like these tens are not trying to compete. They're just trying to get picked. Like the 7 and 8s, they're gonna do what you say. And it's crazy. Like
I want to start off by saying being a 10 is very subjective and varies person to person. But one element I don't see people discussing when it comes to this conversation is there could be different um, types of 10s. And what do I mean by that? You could have a woman that's a 10 purely from an aesthetic, facial structure 10. And then you could have a woman that men see as a 10 in more of a sexual and lustful way. And that's where I think Cardi B is confused. I mean, in my opinion, do I think aesthetically Cardi B is a 10? No. She's definitely not a unattractive woman, but in my opinion, definitely not a 10. Now, when it comes to a 10 in the sense of men being lustful because of the way she dresses, because of the way she talks about what she could do in the bedroom and her rap lyrics. In that sense, I do believe some men may see her as a 10, and that's where the confusion is coming in. Not only with Cardi B, but with a lot of women, they don't understand the distinction between the two, and that's why you end up in situations like this.
Post nut clarity is the reason why a lot of women get ghosted. And I really need us as women to understand this. A lot of women do not understand how focused on sex most men are, and this is a hill I will die on. Outside of a professional environment, maybe even in them sometimes, a lot of your interactions with men, that man has considered you sexually in that moment. And what happens if the thought is appealing enough to him, he will go into hunt mode. Now, when men are in hunt mode, confusion. Because men will do and say almost anything to get the box. You can think a man is in love with you because he wants the box so bad. Men have dropped the bag to get the box. There is not a lot that a lot of men will not do to get their box if they are thirsty for it. And men are always thirsty for the box. It's just whose. So what happens is men are operating a lot of times from horniness. And horniness to men is like hunger. So imagine just when you are so hungry. When you are hungry, you just want to eat so bad. So you're looking for food, looking for food, looking for food. And sometimes you can finally get the food and what happens? You feel sick. That is the exact definition of post-nut clarity. So that man wants your box so bad, and he's putting so much pressure and just doing everything to make you happy so he can get it. And when he gets it, it's like he's woken up and he's like, hold on, what's going on here? Oh, no. And that is why a man can go from 0 to 100 with you like that. So ladies, this is why I always say, when you are dating a man, make him court you consistently. And I'm talking about over months, several months. And also give you a commitment before you ever let him taste the box. And the reality is, a lot of you know what I'm saying is the truth because you can look back on your dating history and see situations where this has happened. So ladies, now we are more clued up. Let's do better. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
Now, I do agree and believe she's spot on when she discusses a man going from 0 to 100, applying heavy pressure on a female, saying anything, and in some cases willing to trick off money, all because he's thirsty for the box. And that's why and this is what confuses a lot of women. Again, it's not that you're a 10 in appearance, it's just that he's in such a lustful and overly sexualized way he feels about you that he's willing to do any and everything to ultimately sleep with you. And you have to be very, very mindful of these type of individuals, these type of guys out here. And they honestly, these dudes really do a disservice to dating as a whole, because they dilute the game, they tell females lies, they gas their heads up, and now they're walking around here thinking that they're a 10 when they're really not.
One of the main reasons why I stopped chasing women that consider themselves baddies, that just consider themselves top-notch elite women, is they lack character. They lack the things that a woman should have to sustain a relationship. They look feminine because physically, aesthetically, they look appealing, but they lack character. You go into our IG models or Instagram or wherever you Facebook or any of these sites, you got TikTok, we got it all. We got all the social medias. And when you pop on a female's page and the only thing she has to offer is a back shot of her looking at her cheeks or her cheeks out or in a skimpy outfit, or that's all she has to offer, if that's all you see on a page, that woman is lacking a lot of things, and character is the main one of them. Yes, bro. At the end of the day, these women have been made up. The makeup is making up, is doing that. And then you have the added plastic surgeries and all the other things that you're going to have to worry about down the line anyway. And then they don't bring anything to, they just extract from you. All they're going to do is extract from you. They're takers. Take this. What can you do for me? What can you do? And they have never asked themselves, what can I do for you to make you a better man? Because as a man, you're coming to the table with something. You're paying bills. You're funding lifestyles, or you're helping her out, because women don't go out with you if you can't afford this, or if you can't take her to this place. These are the demands of the bad bee.
I just want to pause right there and touch on a point that he made about dealing with baddies and how they just want to extract and take from you, and they pretty much don't really have any character, or essentially they're just cute. And what a lot of men have to understand is, if you're dealing with a woman that's truly a 10, that's something that's rare, and I think a lot of dudes, um they're not in a proper financial position, and they want to date the top of the top, and they really don't have the money to really play in that type of arena, and they have to be honest with themselves. They really trying to punch outside of their weight class, and then they get upset with these women when the relationship goes south, and and she breaks up with him or she cheats on him. And what a lot of dudes have to understand is, when you're dating women, I'm talking about true 10s. I'm not talking about women that are delusional, and I'm talking about truly a 10. That's just something like, that's rare. Just like driving a Rolls Royce or living in a mansion. Those things are rare, and it's a level of life that very few people get to. But a lot of men, we get caught up because we're trying to punch outside our weight class and do something that we're really not ready for. And I think if a lot of men just took the time to really, all the energy, the time and energy they invested in trying to chase baddies and maintain these baddies, if they put that same energy into themselves and really got on that level, they would be in a much better place, and we wouldn't have situations where dudes were online upset at women that are classified as a 10.
Or the bad woman, or the baddie. Man, stick yourself. Find you a regular woman. Find you a regular woman that is bringing something to the table other than her looks. Bring something to the table that she has character. Bring it that she wants to start a family, that she wants to have a man in her life, that she wants to have that protection, that's something that she craves. And for the I mean, the debate goes on and talking about men go where they want it or go when you need it. I'm gonna say it like this: I'm gonna go where I'm needed, not where I'm just wanted and tolerated, because your wants, they change. That's the bottom line. So at the end of the day, man, find you a regular woman, find you a regular degular, other than chasing these baddies out here, because these baddies, all they end up is being a headache. And like, taking me, I've had my share of bad females, and it's never worked out, because they are built for the streets, sheets and streets. Too much going on. Too much going on. So at the end of the day, man, find you a woman that really wants to be with you. Find you a woman that really wants to work with you. Find you a woman that's not always taking, not always. It's willing to give something. Relationships are two-way streets, man. So I'm Uncle B. Man, blessed to everybody. Like and subscribe to the video.
I do think this is solid advice that he's given, and definitely this is advice that most men need to follow. Get them a regular woman, build with that woman and go from there. Understand, chasing these baddies, they want a lifestyle, and you can't be mad at a person if they want to live a certain type of lifestyle. Um, it is what it is. That's their personal preference. But what men have to stop doing is, again, trying to punch outside your weight class and then turn around and getting upset when you already know how it's going to end. It's probably going to end up you being frustrated and you looking back and seeing that you wasted not only a lot of time, but a lot of money.
Classy is in, modesty is in. Being a classy woman is top tier. You at the top of the line, because you don't see a lot of women with class. You don't see a lot of women being classy. You see a lot of women dressing just like Sexy Red and portraying themselves on social media like Sexy Red. So once you see a woman that's just classy, it just makes you look at her totally different. It shows that she got morals. It shows that she got some type of substance about herself. And I'm here to tell y'all that it's okay to be covered. It's okay to save yourself. It's okay to cover your body. You can be fully covered and you can still get the same attention as a woman that's half naked on social media. So I just like my new aesthetic because I'm in my skin. I feel good being fully covered. Like, I know I was in a bad place. Like, I was very low when I was on social media with shirts that show my breasts, or I'm showing half of my booty. I'm on social media attention seeking, and I'm ain't getting nothing but the wrong type of man that's coming in my DM because I'm on social media displaying myself as a sex symbol. That's what a lot of women got to understand. Once you on social media, you showing your booty and you showing all that, you showing all your goodies on social media. That's why men give you that type of approach, because you're showing off as like a sex symbol. So of course you're gonna get men coming to your DM and coming like this because you're displaying yourself in that type of light. So that's what I don't want to do, and that's why I'm just in the space of, I'm gonna change my aesthetic, and I'm loving my new wardrobe, and I'm loving my new me.
I mean, no disagreements from me here. I believe what she said was definitely spot on. We need to bring back class. We need to bring back elegance. We need to bring back, you don't have to leave something for the imagination. That's really a lost art in 2025. I mean, essentially now what you have on social media, these women are essentially half naked, ass hanging out, titties hanging out, leaving nothing to the imagination. And then they wonder why they get the type of energy they get from these men. But let me know how you feel about this subject in the comments below. A baddie versus a regular woman. I look forward to hearing your opinions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.